What up? What up? What up? Welcome to the late game episode.
Nope.
What you got going on?
Well, like Marcus was saying, welcome to Delayed Game episode, season 3 episode. Yeah, there we go. Right.
Hey, why don't y'all talk? Do the introduction. Let me get this thing started.
What up? What up? What up? Welcome to Delayed Game season 3, episode 95. You can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I don't know all the handles myself, so I'm not going to say them. We got a good show for y'all tonight. We're going to do some NFL news. We're going to get into some hot topics.
I think I'm back.
Okay. We will review last week's games. We'll pick this week's games, and then we'll hit y'all with our final thoughts. Sorry about that. Due to a little bit of technical difficulties, we're having technical difficulties. I like the intro myself, but I know we're gonna watch it twice. But yeah, let's. Yeah, Marcus, there you go.
Are we going to introduce ourselves today?
Yeah, I forgot about that part. My bad. Joining me on the show tonight is Marcus. Say what up, Marcus.
What up? What up? What up?
Mark, say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
Oh, damn.
Herman, say what up, Herman. Hey. And of course, Eddie Kane coming in last, making an entrance like he always has to do.
I know. This is starting to get repetitive. We got to do like the. We got to find somebody to take a spot. We got to get Flash from the what's the Midnight Flash and the Midnight.
Yeah, from the Midnight Flash and the Midnight Falcons. All right. Let's get into this into some news stories. I'll start the week off. Russell Wilson is scheduled to start this Sunday against the Packers. After only missing 3 games, he had injured his finger on his throwing hand, but he was actually slated to be out for 6 weeks. But it turned out to only be a 3-week injury. Doctors cleared him, so Russ will be playing this week. Let's hope that line can protect them better than they were before, because basically all we ever see is Russ running for his life. Marcus, you want to take the next news story?
Yeah, this is the big news of the week. The Cleveland Browns released three-time Pro Bowler Odell Beckham Jr. He cleared waivers Tuesday and is currently a free agent. All
right, I'll take the next one. So COVID is hitting the Cleveland Browns running back room pretty hard. Running back Nick Chubb, John Kelly, Demetric Fulton, and then reserve offensive lineman Nick Harris all have COVID,
as well as 2 more members.
And 2 more players from the practice squad. So they'll be out. I think the Browns are down to 1 running back, which is
Kareem Hunt.
No, Kareem Hunt's still injured too.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt still hurt.
Yeah,
Jackson, Dearness Jackson.
Yeah, Dearness Jackson.
Yep.
So,
sounds to me like the Packers aren't the only team that should get fined for not following COVID protocol. Seems like
no, some of these guys were actually, they were vaccinated, so they
already maxed up.
They could get back if they get two negative tests before Sunday.
And real quick, but Aaron's not tested yet too. We won't know status for him until Saturday. Not till Saturday.
I think the day before they said, yep. So go ahead. Go ahead, Mark. You can do the last story.
The Panthers quarterback Sam Darnold has sustained a scapular fracture on his throwing shoulder, which, in case you didn't know, that's the shoulder blade. Expected to be sidelined for him for multiple weeks. The team intend to start P.J. Walker, ex-FLL player, to play quarterback. And I think he played a couple of games last year for him. The Panthers still plan to sign backup Matt Barkley from the Tennessee practice squad, pending his physical come back good. So we don't know what the future gonna hold for Sam going forward with this. I guess we're gonna be to be continued.
He's probably done. It wasn't on the rundown, but Big Red just is throwing some stuff out there. So let's get into it just a little bit until maybe Eddie Kane might show up for the show. Packers were fined $300,000. Aaron Rodgers was fined $14,000 something, $350, something like that, for this whole COVID mess. So basically, the Packers and Aaron Rodgers got a little slap on the wrist. And CeeDee Lamb actually received a $20,000 fine last week for having an untucked jersey.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy for you? They can fine you more for not wearing the uniform as instructed than being from COVID. That's kind of crazy. That's crazy.
Blatantly lying to the public and to the NFL. I don't know if he lied to the team or not. Then walking around with, as if he's an unvaccinated, as if he's a vaccinated player, following the vaccinated player protocol, and he got a $14,000 tap on the wrist, but you get more for having an untucked jersey. The NFL really needs to reevaluate.
The whole. Really, I feel like the whole the real victim in this whole Green Bay Aaron Rodgers fiasco is Joe Rogan. I know he's like, dude, why you even bring my name up in this thing?
Right, he had already got out of that spotlight.
Under the bus.
Right.
And run back over him again. Yep.
Now everybody mad with you and mad with me.
Yeah, like, he that's true. That's funny.
Like, why you put my name in it? Just say you got your information from somebody.
So I mean, I guess you have to keep an eye. You have to keep an eye out on how the NFL proceeds if somebody else violates the protocols, because I think Aaron Rodgers probably had the most egregious violations at this point, and nobody's going to get fined. Nobody should get fined more than what he got fined for. So we'll see.
Hey, somebody just commented on Holly. In case you guys missed the introduction, he will be with us. He just having some technical difficulties as of last week. So he will be.
I think that was.
He'll be back.
I think that was him saying he's not going to make it on the show. Get on your phone. Yeah. Why can't you get on your phone and do the show? I mean, if Mark.
Actually, that wasn't Brian.
Oh, that wasn't.
That was somebody.
No, I didn't think it was. They actually asked where Holly was at.
Oh, I thought they were saying no B Holly today, like he was saying he wasn't going to be there.
No, they were asking.
All right, so we're gonna have to rein in Mr. Kane because he tripping.
He worse than Mark ever was. At least Mark was hitting and kept going in and out.
Right.
He just they showed up.
All right. Let's get into this first hot topic. We're gonna talk about OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. And where do you think he lands? And will he be good for the team that signs him? Mark, you want to go ahead and take this one first?
Yeah, as we all know, we stated that he went through the waiver. Nobody claimed him, so he's now an unrestricted free agent. There are probably about 2 or 3 teams out there that could really desperately need him. One being the Ravens. The other one probably would be the Seattle Seahawks. I think he does better with a coach that is mature and can handle him, and with a quarterback. So Seattle sounds like the better fit. Kansas City wouldn't be a bad place for him either, with Mahomes and Andy Reid.
He gonna play defense?
What's that? He gonna play what?
He gonna play defense for Kansas City?
Why you say there's not enough balls to go around over there?
I mean, Josh Gordon is on the team, and you don't even see him right now. So
that's what he has. Josh Gordon had a couple of plays so far, but he hasn't been effective. You haven't heard too much from him. But I think Seattle is a pretty good fit for him, to be honest with you. Now, whether he played good with others, that still remains to be seen. He's still young, man. He's got some maturity issues. He's got to settle himself down and dedicate himself to playing in the NFL again. I think that with Pete Carroll, he can get that, especially with Russell Wilson out there. They can get it. There are other teams, the Ravens. I think they're still too young to really deal with him, especially with Lamar. Lamar is an alpha himself, so you can't. I don't think that'll mesh real good with it. But it's surprisingly though. But I think you look again at Cleveland how they played. They played well without him again.
They
So
always do.
Yeah,
you
been
know.
saying that for years.
So
They play better without him.
yeah, that they're not gonna miss a beat with that. So I think it'll be Seattle here and end up with. But we gotta tune in to find out if he's gonna play good with others.
Yeah, yeah, Big Reg. I think it's going to depend on whether OBJ feels like the Raiders are a contender, because you never know with the Raiders. But I could see him going to the Raiders.
Even if they got Deshaun now.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did sign. Did they sign him? They were supposed to be signing him.
They got Deshaun.
Okay, I know he posted a pic in a Raiders jersey. I didn't know.
But I didn't hear anything official. But yeah, okay, with Deshaun, nah, probably. I mean, probably.
Hey,
not.
Deshaun, he's good for 1 or 2 plays a game. He ain't.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. I forgot about Deshaun, but in my opinion, if I'm a contender, I'm not signing him right now. If you're winning and your team's playing pretty good, you're doing pretty good, I don't see why you need him. I'm looking back over Odell's stats. First thing is, Odell's only his 8-year career, he's only had 2 full seasons. So that's one thing. And then, you look at his numbers. His numbers were going down kind of in New York. He had he looked like he was hurt in 2017, so his numbers, of course, went down. And then they did go back up. But he's getting to be that, to me, he's getting to be that injury-prone player. And I just don't know that it's worth the trouble, that he's going to give you enough to make him worth the trouble. Lost my train of thought. But if you're a winning team right now, I don't feel like Odell adds that much to somebody who's currently a contender. Now, later on down the line, if you might lose a receiver, then I could see you maybe trying to go after Odell if he's still available. But right now, I feel like if you're a contender right now, adding Odell, to me, is not worth it just yet, because you're a contender doing you're doing what you're doing right now with the talent you have. Yeah, granted, when you can get that talent that could just totally put you over the top, then of course you go for that. But I don't feel like Odell is that talent, in my opinion. So, and I don't, will he play good for the team? I think he'll be okay, but I don't think he's going to be just all of a sudden, boom, automatic, Odell from what, 2015 when he had his best season. You know what I mean? He's not going to be that Odell. Marcus.
Well, first, I'm going to take umbrage with something Mark said. Odell, since he left New York, he hasn't really been an annoyance in Cleveland at all. I mean, except for his father couldn't, at least in that videotape, he's pretty much been Well,
that's what I mean by his maturity.
He's pretty much been well behaved. So I don't think he would go to a team and cause problems, because he didn't cause them in Cleveland. He's not there because of any attitude or any behavior problems. They just felt like they didn't need him. He just wasn't really contributing that much. But as far as teams, I've heard that he would like to go to either Green Bay, Kansas City, or the Saints. And he also said he wants to go to a team that's a contender. But why he would throw the Saints in there, I don't really know. I don't know why. I don't feel like the Saints are going to be a contender.
Not now, but they're wild card. I mean, they're in wild card.
And obviously, if he wants to, his best shot probably would be Green Bay. As long as Aaron Rodgers can play. But because right now the only wide receiver Rodgers throws to is what's the guy's name?
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Devontae Adams. So I can see him doing maybe going to Green.
Working out.
Why?
Because you know why? Randall Cobb. Aaron Rodgers lobbied for Randall Cobb to come back. Why would he want another receiver to take catches away from Randall Cobb when he lobbied for him to come back? I don't see
I don't.
it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't see him in Green Bay either.
OBJ is a better wide receiver than Randall Cobb.
Yeah, but that's not how Aaron Rodgers is going to look at it.
I mean,
Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the ball to who he wants to throw the ball to. That's another one where he's an alpha on the team, and the OBJ could be a problem.
I don't know if I would call Randall alpha. I would call him a nuisance and a spoiled brat. But I don't know if I would call
The
him
same
alpha.
thing in Green Bay. That's like
And right now, Randall has he's done well there. He's dependable for Aaron Rodgers for right now. I don't think that you can depend on Odell right now. He hasn't shown his consistency of not being staying healthy. So I think that plays a part in it too.
and OBJ's saying I'm sorry. Big Red said poor quarterback play, but OBJ's first year in Cleveland, he played 16 games. He had a 1,000-yard season. He only had 4 touchdowns. Then the next year he was hurt, and then this year he's been hurt. So I don't know that you can necessarily blame that on poor quarterback play.
This was his third year in Cleveland.
Yeah, his first year he put up 1,000 yards. His second year he got hurt, so now he's become that injury prone, and then he's just coming back this year. I just don't feel like he's worth it.
I mean, it depends on it depends on the team. Big Red said KC. I also heard was about KC, but right now, right at this moment, they're not a contender. I mean, if you can go there and all of a sudden they turn things around, of course they would be a contender. But
I don't think OBJ makes KC a contender. All the weapons that they
I'm not saying, but KC only got 2 weapons. That's Hill and Kelsey.
Yeah, but they're not even using
the rest of the receivers really not doing that.
Harmon's not becoming a little bit of a threat. Another
Harmon,
weapon.
Harmon is a threat.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. He is.
Yeah.
He is.
He is. And then you got Jordan. Gordon. They just brought Gordon in, and they're not using him.
Gordon.
So I don't see Josh Gordon. Yeah,
Josh Gordon is on the team.
I thought he was in Seattle.
No, he is with Kansas City. See, that's the whole point. They're not even using him. So how are you going to bring in OBJ and then use him?
Yeah, the New Orleans one is a pretty interesting one though. He's from that area. He played college down there. New Orleans would make a little bit of sense, but right now because the New Orleans don't have the quarterback right, I can see him getting into what's his name, Trevius Simeon and Hill. I don't think it'll be good either.
All right, let's move into the next topic. We spent enough time on OBJ. Which out of these 5 coaches, who is on the hottest hot seat? Urban Meyer for the Jags, Matt Nagy for the Bears, Joe Judge for the Giants, Vic Fangio for the Broncos, and Mike Zimmer for the Vikings. Marcus, you can start this one.
That's a difficult. So we say hottest seat. It means they getting fired into the season if they don't turn things around.
Yeah.
It's not Urban Meyer. I don't think it's him. They just hired him. I don't think it's him. I would probably have to say either Matt Nagy or Mike Zimmer. Because dang, what the hell?
Yeah.
What is that?
Mark's gone.
It's just a 2-man show at this point. What is going on right here?
Go ahead.
But to be honest with you, Matt Nagy been in the hot seat for a couple of seasons now. I think probably the only thing that I don't know. I'd probably say Matt Nagy. A lot of people saying that after Justin Fields' performance this last weekend, he's definitely the quarterback of the future. But whether or not Nagy is there to help him become that quarterback in the future, it's in doubt. I guess it depends on how they finish out the season. They barely lived to the playoffs last season. I'll probably say Matt Nagy because he's been on the hot seat for a couple of years. Joe Judge, this is what his second season?
Third, I think.
Third,
I think so.
Oh, look who. Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to go Matt Nagy. Look who we got in the house. And
Yeah.
you don't have a delayed game shuttle. Yeah, I'm going to go.
And he's watching the show.
You don't
Um,
have a delayed game shuttle. Can you turn the YouTube off, sir?
Probably put the headphones on so I can hear you.
Can you turn the YouTube
turn
off,
the
sir?
show, right?
Huh? Oh, my bad. It's
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think I would go. I would go the same. I would go with Nagy because I think, and it's like you said, Marcus.
What about the rest of us here? We don't get no compliments. Come on.
It's like you said, Marcus. Fields is starting to show that he is the quarterback of the future. I don't think they want Matt Nagy leading that because of his track record with Trubisky. I think they're going to want to pair some type of quarterback whisperer type coach, and that's not Nagy. So I think he probably has to be on the hottest seat, and especially because too, he's probably one of the cheapest ones to fire because I think he's towards the end of his deal, if I'm not mistaken, because he's been there for a little bit. So he's got to be coming towards the end of his contract. So yeah, I would go with Nagy.
Well, real quick, so Big Red says Nagy, Zimmer, and Judge will all be going to season. The only reason I didn't pick Zimmer is because they're gonna blame it on quarterback.
Yeah,
they're gonna blame that.
Yeah,
on
but he picked that quarterback. He re-signed that quarterback.
Was it him though?
Yeah, was it?
He's a head coach. I'm sure he had a say in it. He could have said, "I don't like him. I want somebody else."
But they're always there. They're always battling in things. I mean, they're not the Giants. What they've made no progress at all.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
I mean, it's only his second year, and the first year was a COVID year.
That's his third year, isn't it? I think
It was
this
his
is
second.
I want to think this is
Yeah,
just third.
He's just didn't he come in the same time as McCarthy?
No.
Yeah,
So
all
he was
three of them
already
came in
there-
at the
I thought
same
he was there
time.
A year before.
No.
No, this
'Cause,
is his second year. This is his second year.
yeah,
This is his second year.
yeah, all three of them came in at the same time because
Wait,
what's his name was like the most tenured coach, and then he got fired.
is this Barkley's third year?
I believe
This is
so.
Barkley's like fourth or fifth. Oh, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley.
This is like his fourth year or his fifth
Yeah,
year.
he's been there.
His fifth year option is coming up.
So he was there before. Joe.
Yeah, this is definitely. I'm looking up now. It's definitely this is his second
It
year.
is second. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like New York they're not patient. New York ain't patient, so they will get rid of you quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead and give your opinion, Brian, and then let's get to these games while we got all four people on the show.
Mark can give anything.
I know Marcus went here, and I can't get into my damn account. I love. Oh, I should have just stayed off. But I'm with. I do think that Zimmer is the most likely to go. I think because he's had the longest time to try to make something successful. I think his voice is becoming deaf. The thing he used to hang his hat on was his defense. And his defense is nothing, special. They haven't proven anything. The game that they've been in is because the offense has been able to keep up scoring. So I think Zimmer's will be the first one to go. I don't think Nagy's going to be around either. I think Nagy had a better chance of staying around longer if he had kept that rookie on the bench longer. But
Trubisky?
I think
Trubisky?
No.
Oh,
Fields.
Yeah. Yeah, I think his card in the hand was to get Fields in like the middle of the season. After they didn't do well. Well, now I need to be here to groom this quarterback into the next level. So I think because he had to play Fields early because of the injury to the Red Rifle, I think he lost his hand. So, and I don't think Joe Judge. I think Joe Judge will make it another year, but I don't think the offensive coordinator will.
That's true. They could fire him. You can scapegoat.
That's weird. You are representing Atlanta Holly, considering the Cowboys played them this weekend.
Oh yeah, I couldn't find a shirt here. It's just been a bad day.
It's the Michael Irvin reverse thing. That's what he's doing. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. All right, let's get into let's start reviewing these games. Hopefully Mark can get back in here.
Oh, he's back.
Okay. So let's get into last week's games, y'all.
We still got time. We can give his little opinion.
Mark,
Mark,
already running late. Hurry up, Mark.
Yeah,
Give us your opinion. Who's the hottest hot seat?
Who's on the hottest hot seat?
Matt Nagy.
Yeah.
His coaching, I mean, Justin Fields had a coming out game with Pittsburgh, believe it or not. I thought he played well, but Matt Nagy is the one, man. He's stifling that team. His play calling, his decision making. I think he's terrible. I think the one that's running close second to him is Zimmer in Minnesota. They've got a lot of talent on that team, but they're not living up to that talent. With Marcus' old favorite quarterback, Cousins, they pretty much, if they don't make the Super Bowl, they're bust. So I think those two are the two hottest ones. I agree with Marcus when he said I think Urban Meyer is safe down there in Jacksonville, to be honest with you. And but those two are my hottest ones that on the seats are on fire.
Okay. All right, so let's move into this Thursday night game. We had the Jets going down to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Colts won this one 45-30. The score of this game is a lot closer than what the game seemed like it really was. Carson Wentz was 22 for 30, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Can you believe that?
The Colts didn't turn the ball over at all.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, my man, 19 carries, 172 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns. My fantasy running back. Thank you very much. Leading receiver for the Colts was Michael Pittman Jr., 5 receptions, 64 yards, 1 touchdown. And on the Jets side, Mike White, who was on fire for New York, they were talking about this man, being the next Joe Namath, it seemed like. Unfortunately, he got injured in the game, but he was actually doing good prior to the injury. He was 7 for 11, 95 yards, 1 touchdown, but he had a QBR of 90.6 and a passer rating of 121.4. In relief, Josh Johnson came in. He was 27 for 41, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Leading rusher for New York was Michael Carter, 13 carries for 49 yards. I don't think they had a lot of rush yards because they were playing catch-up pretty much the whole game. Leading receiver was Elijah Moore, 7 receptions, 84 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I'll start off this one. The Thursday night sleepers, that's what we're going to start to call them because there's not been too many great Thursday night games. Easy pickings. I picked the Colts. I got this one right. The Jets are just, they continue to be that dumpster fire, in my opinion. So I don't expect them to beat a lot of people. And playing the Colts, who's still in some contention for their division, that was an easy pick. Carson Wentz actually finally played a good game. If he can put this together and be that Carson Wentz, the Colts have a chance. But I don't expect that to happen. So I picked the Colts, and I got this one right. Mark, who'd you pick?
I took the Colts in this one also. Before this game, man, the Jets were touting Mike White as to be the replacement for Zach. They was pumping him up big time. But he got hurt early in this game and took him out. But the Colts running game was on fire. Jonathan Taylor and Naheem Hines both rushed real good, did real well. But I thought the other thing that was kind of funny to me that the coach for the Jets called his defensive line the best line he's ever had. I seem to remind him, if you remember, he was with San Francisco and they went to the Super Bowl with a good line that he had. So I guess he's just trying to bump his boys up and get them ready for the game. But nevertheless, the Jets played well through the game, meaning that they didn't give up. I did like that about them. But I took the Colts on this one, and they were successful.
Marcus?
Well, I also picked the Colts because I can never imagine a reason why I would ever pick the Jets. But I think the key factor in this game was the rushing yards. Indianapolis had 260. compared to the New York Jets, 88. You got that many rushing yards. It's very easy to dominate a team. But then I did feel like the Colts. The Jets looked pretty good in there. Yeah, they got beat by double digits, but I felt like they put up a good fight. But it's the Jets. So it is what it is.
Brian.
Yeah, and like most games that these type of NFL games, it come down to turnovers. The Jets turned the ball over twice. The Colts didn't. If you look at the offensive stats, like Herman said, like the Colts put up 532 offensive yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 field goal. And then both teams were 57. Well, the Jets were 57% on offense on third down. The Colts were 50%. So they were getting it over half the time. Time of possession was pretty even. So when you look at it to the nuts and bolts of everything, it came down to those turnovers and the opportunity for the Colts to get up on the Jets.
Hey, real quick, I don't know if you guys commented on this one, but Brian, why are you not wearing your delayed game shirt?
I can't
what is that
find
you have
it. Can't find it. Let it be.
If you took it off after you took it off last week, if you just hung it up in the closet, it would be there.
It's probably in the wash. It does need to get washed every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
All right, I need to send you a second one for your back.
Yeah, we had a conversation about that and a whole new segment which never evaporated.
I got 2. You don't have to.
I was gonna say I got 2.
That's not what the conversation was about.
I got 4 actually.
That's not the shirt that we needed for this segment.
Anyway,
all right. Thank you.
Let's move on. We're going to talk about the Arizona Cardinals taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The Cardinals went into this game without their starting quarterback and their starting wide receiver and commits to whooping the 49ers 31-17. If you don't think the Cardinals are the best team in the NFL right now, I don't know what you're watching in the NFL right now. Okay. Colt McCoy. Let me say that again. Colt McCoy was 22 for 26, 249 yards, and 1 touchdown. James Conner, you know who he is, Mark. 21
I know
carries,
ex-Steelers. I know.
96 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns. Leading receiver, Christian Kirk, 6 receptions, 91 yards. This is in a game where the 49ers got back one of their biggest weapons, which was George Kittle. Jimmy Garoppolo, 28 for 40, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Leading rusher for the 49ers was Elijah Mitchell, 8 carries for 36 yards. And like I just previously talked about, George Kittle, 6 receptions for 101 yards, 1 touchdown. And then Brandon Ayuk, 6 receptions for 89 yards and 1 touchdown. Man, if somebody had offered me a trade for George Kittle, boy, I'd be hurting or mad I didn't take that trade right now.
Who'd you offer George Kittle to?
I was just saying theoretically.
Finish the trade, Herman.
I was just saying theoretically, But anyway, Kansas City Cardinals.
That was a miss, brother.
Brian, who'd you pick in this one?
I don't remember.
I can tell you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, no, you didn't lone wolf it, so.
Okay. Well, let's just say I went with the Cardinals. No, I'm pretty sure I picked the 49ers in this game. Did we know that
no,
we
didn't know Kyler was going to be out. I don't think we knew that.
No, I didn't know. Because remember I even mentioned that. I said I wanted to see if he was going to be in there. I picked Cardinals, but I wanted to see if he's going to actually play.
Let me check.
Come
back to
Mark,
me for a second.
Mark, who'd you pick?
We didn't find out until a couple of hours before game time whether he was playing or not.
Brian, you didn't lone wolf this. I put down the only lone wolf last week.
That doesn't mean you picked it for him. Who did you pick the 49ers, Mark? Who'd you pick?
I picked the Cardinals.
Well, go ahead.
Let's pick the Cardinals.
Go ahead and Mark. You picked the Cardinals and.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I picked the Cardinals and.
I took the Cardinals. I didn't expect Colt McCoy to come in here and play as well as he did, man. But he was coached up well. I must say, and he wasn't really asked to do a whole lot. a lot of dump passes, and the rushing game was on point for him. He just managed the game, didn't turn the ball over, and they were successful for it. We didn't find out that he wasn't playing until about an hour or so before kickoff, and that kind of hurt me in one of my fantasy matches. But then again, it helped me on another one. So, but I took the Cardinals on this one, just in case y'all can see us. It's Cardinals. Circle here. You see, it's
I believe you. Like
Cardinal.
Marcus.
Cardinal.
Yeah, I also picked the Cardinals. I'm really disappointed in San Francisco this season because you remember at the beginning of the season I picked all of the NFC West to make the playoffs. It definitely doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Like you have to say, had I known that Kyler Murray wasn't going to start this game, I probably would have picked the 49ers. I mean, but to see Colt McCoy coming in and do what he did, and I didn't. Did we know DeAndre Hopkins wasn't going to play either?
We didn't know.
I don't think we knew that either. No,
we didn't know that.
I mean, that's amazing. I want the crystal ball that Arizona's owners and managers and all that stuff had when they picked Cliff Kingsbury. Because as I've said before, I was a fan of Cliff Kingsbury when he was at Texas Tech, and he was known for his good offenses. But he never had any real good winning. He never had no real good standout seasons there, and I was shocked that they even gave him that job. But it seems like they picked right because I mean, like you said, the Cardinals are the best team in the NFL right now, and it's just amazing that even without their star wide receiver, without the star quarterback, they still won that game. I want that crystal ball so I can see what's coming up in the future, so I can make the right choices too. Because it amazes me.
Yeah. And they won it going away. I mean, they put up points. It wasn't like the defense definitely stepped up, but they put up points too.
And that's the biggest thing here. Cliff Kingsbury has a defense in Arizona. He never had a defense in college in Texas Tech. Yeah, the defense makes a difference.
So Brian, who do you know you picked now?
Yeah. I'm assuming I picked the Cardinals since you said I didn't know Wolf it.
Yeah, you did. That's all you're giving me is you picked the Cardinals. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next game, boy. Look, if it's your first time tuning in, trust me, we do a better show. Okay, we do a better show. Okay, just give us another chance. All right. All right. Let's move on to the next game, divisional game. This was a shocker. Cleveland Browns went into Cincinnati and whooped the mess out of the Cincinnati Bengals, 41-16. Baker Mayfield was 14 for 21, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb, 14 carries, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. Leading receiver for the Browns was Donovan Peoples-Jones, 2 receptions, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. On the flip side, you had Joe Burrow, 28 for 40, 282 yards, and 2 picks. Joe Mixon rushed 13 times, 64 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And your leading receiver was T. Higgins, 6 receptions, 78 yards, no touchdowns. I'll start this one off. I think the Browns decided they were going to come out and make a statement. They were tired of hearing about OBJ, and they came out and hit the Cincinnati Bengals right in the mouth. And at home at that. These numbers for Baker Mayfield is right where you need Baker Mayfield to be. No more than probably about 25 passes. Don't ask Baker Mayfield to do too much. Get your running game going. There's nothing wrong with having a running game. That's their philosophy. Run the football. When you got a running game and a running back who's putting up 137 yards on 14 carries, that's averaging almost 10 yards a carry. You don't need your quarterback to do a whole lot. You just don't. So I picked the Bengals on this one because the Bengals were looking hot. They were just coming off that win against the Ravens, and they came out and laid a complete egg.
That went against the Ravens. That wasn't the week before, was it?
Wasn't it the week before?
I thought this was their second loss in a row, wasn't
it? The Bengals just lost to the Jets.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, so they lost 2. So
yeah, the Bengals had just lost bad to the Jets too.
Yeah, the Jets lost. So the Bengals, you don't know what they are at this point. They're a young team. They're still learning, but they're still they're still there. They're still contenders right now until you can say that they aren't. But Yeah, I picked the Browns of the Bengals on this one, and I definitely got this one wrong. Brian, who'd you pick?
I think I picked the Bengals. Shut up, Mark. I'm pretty sure I would have went with the Bengals with the turmoil that was going on with the OBJ issue and me not having much faith in Baker. Being a short week going to Cincinnati, I'm pretty sure I would have picked the Bengals, but the Browns proved me wrong. I mean, they came out and they did play well, and it started with that first drive. The Bengals walked all the way down the field, and Burrow threw a pick six, which was like what, 106-yard return for a touchdown, and that
so ugly.
Yeah, and that basically just set the tone for the game. I mean, overall, I mean, it was pretty close. You know, neither team was real efficient on third down. 33% for Cleveland, 27% for Cincinnati. Time of possession, Cleveland had them by like 9 minutes. Both teams had a few. Well, I take that back. Cleveland had way more penalties. Cleveland had 10, whereas Cincinnati only had 4. But it was the turnovers again. Cincinnati turned the ball over. Cincinnati got sacked 5 times, and you know that defense just came to play, and that was just a butt whooping. They ran the ball well, and they played Cleveland ball this game. And you're right, Herman. I don't know who Cincinnati is. They were number 1 2 weeks ago in the AFC, and now they're like 4th in the division again.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're like 4th in the division.
In the in the AFC North.
They're not 4th, are they? Did Pittsburgh
last.
jumped over them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're last?
Yeah, they're last.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Marcus, who'd you pick?
I mean, yeah, I also picked the Bengals for the same reasons you guys did. They were hot, before that loss to the Jets. I thought they would come back and recover. The Browns really hadn't really impressed me yet. They haven't, to my opinion, they haven't really playing that well. But I guess with OBJ gone, like we said, OBJ is not there. They play a lot better. So, and I'm really shocked at the score, 41-16. If I thought the Browns were going to win, I didn't think they're going to win by that much. And the Cincinnati is supposed to have a very good defense, but it's a case of any given Sunday. And,
or Thursday.
Yeah. No, just given Sunday.
That was Sunday. I'm just messing with you.
So it's just I wanted the Bengals, they got the number 1 spot, and then they're the victims of their own success. So,
They're still young.
Huh?
They're still young, so I mean, they got to learn. I was gonna ask Mark who he picked.
I picked the Bengals. Herman, Pittsburgh Steelers was my team.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear that?
Let me go iron this shirt real quick.
Oh. All right. Nobody lone wolf this one, so
Mark probably picked the Bengals as well.
Yeah, Mark probably picked the Bengals too. So let's move on to our next game. And every now and then we don't pick the top games. We like to throw in just some games. All right. So we decided to pick the Texans going into Miami. Miami won 17-9. So we'll call that a defensive game. We won't say it wasn't a good offensive game. Jacoby Brissett was. Yeah, we're gonna say that it was a good defensive game, not a bad offensive.
Okay.
Game. This was a defensive struggle. Jacoby Brissett was 26 for 43, 244 yards, and 2 interceptions. Myles Gaskins was the leading rusher. He's my fantasy running back too. 20 carries for 34 yards and 1 touchdown. Leading receiver was Jalen Waddle, 8 receptions for 83 yards, no touchdown. On the flip side, Tyrod Taylor was 24 for 43, 240 yards, and 3 interceptions. Phillip Lindsay, 8 carries, 28 yards, no touchdowns. And leading receiver was Brandon Cooks, 6 receptions for 56 yards. So yeah, this was definitely a defensive game. I mean, you had 5 interceptions alone in the game, and then you had Miami had 3 fumbles, and Houston had a fumble. So I mean, the defense was on it. They was getting turnovers, and that's what you want to see, right? A defensive game, right?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I picked Miami and got it right. Brian?
Yeah, I picked Miami in this one and also got it right. And you're right, Herman. It was really just Miami was good on third down. They were 56%. They had time of possession. Their problem was the turnovers. They turned it over, too often, and both defenses did let their quarterbacks get sacked a lot. Houston got sacked 5 times. Miami got sacked 4 times. But it was the turnovers that really kept the Houston in this game. I mean, really, Miami was the better team overall, and really should have won this game without it being this close. But what do you expect when you throw all those turnovers in?
Yeah.
Without their starting quarterback, they had to rely on Brissett. He's a veteran and all, but you can only expect so much from him.
Right. And we're talking about 5. They had 5 turnovers, right? Yeah, 2 picks and 3 fumbles.
Yeah.
So 3 lost fumbles.
His name is Marcus.
Sorry, Mark. Mark, real quick. Who'd you pick, Houston or the Dolphins?
I took the Dolphins in this one, man. They, I don't think I've seen too much of this game. Just that the Dolphins. It was a low-scoring game. Dolphins was victorious in this one. And
we're calling it a defensive struggle game.
Okay, all right.
Defense is back.
Yeah, Marcus, who'd you pick?
Also pick Miami. Why would I pick Houston and Miles Davis? Yeah, I mean, I think it was obvious Miami was going to the game. Houston is a S show. So
They had Tyrod Taylor back, sir.
It's still. Oh, Tyrod Taylor back?
Man, somebody's audio is.
That's Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyrod Taylor was back. Well, regardless.
All right.
Hold on. So to answer the Facebook user, the Falcons play the Cowboys this weekend. Cowboys win. There you go.
Oh, dang. Ouch.
In a landslide.
All right, let's move on to our next game. We want to keep our fans, not run them off.
I mean, we want to be truthful, right?
Yeah. Hey, let's get into this one because we had a good discussion about this game last week, and I'm going to quote one of our guest host who was on the show last week, who said, and I quote, "The Titans are going to get a statement made against them." I wish he was on the show right now so he could actually eat that crow, but he's not here. But he knows who he is. You all know who he is too because you watched the show last week. So anyway, the statement was made by the Titans this week. They went into SoFi Stadium without the most prolific running back in the league and commenced to whooping the Los Angeles Rams 28-16. Ryan Tannehill, 19 for 27, 143 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Donta Foreman was the leading rusher for the Titans, 5 carries for 29 yards. So obviously, we see the fall off when it comes to the the running back. Leading receiver was AJ Brown, 5 receptions for 42 yards, and Julio Jones was second behind him with 4 receptions for 35 yards. Matthew Stafford was 31 for 48. 294 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. One of them I'm going to call the Carson Wentz pick. Definitely the Carson.
Oh yeah, where he did the twirl around in the end zone.
Like that was Matthew Wentz right there, or you can call him Carson Stafford. That's one of those 2 names. So Darrell Henderson, 11 carries, 55 yards. Robert Woods, 7 receptions, 98 yards. Cooper Kupp was behind him, 11 receptions, 95 yards. So let's get into this game since a statement was supposed to be made. Brian, let's go with Mark. Mark, who'd you pick?
I took the Rams in this one. I didn't think that the Titans would be able to go in SoFi without King Henry and dominate. They did, and they did it. They played a fabulous game, especially on defense. They were in Stafford face all day long. Like you say, the crazy play. If he didn't throw the ball, it wouldn't even have been a safety. He could have got rid of the ball and it'd have been fine. It wouldn't have been a safety. But that interception was horrible. And like I said, they were playing. They came to play and they did it. I took the Rams in this one though. I lost it.
Marcus, who'd you pick?
I also took the Rams. I thought, without Derrick Henry, there's no way to go in this game. But I think a telling thing is the total yards. Tennessee only had 194 compared to LA's 347, and they still beat them by double digits. That's a defensive game right there. Their defense pretty much dominated the Rams.
See how you skip that math, Herman?
I did what, man?
They beat them by double digits.
And so, I feel like, I guess if the defense can dominate like that the rest of the season, they might have a chance. But, the only 194 yards, I'm not. That was a statement game with Tennessee Titans, but I like to see them keep it up because that was definitely they won that game because of their defense.
Oh, definitely.
They might have to do a little bit more than 194 yards. And I still say I don't know why you signed Adrian Peterson, but they did have run back by committee in there, but I don't know if they can keep that up. It's not the same team without Derrick Henry, but I give them props. They definitely beat the heck out of the Rams. But I picked the Rams and I lost.
Brian, who'd you pick?
Yeah, I picked the Rams on this one as well, and this was very shocking.
You remember it?
Yeah, I do remember this one. I definitely remember this one because when I like Marcus said, when they lost their running back, they signed AP, who did run for 21 yards and a touchdown, Marcus.
Yeah, like a whole lot.
Hey, man, it's a touchdown, and he's 40. No, yes, he's 36. But for them to do what they did to that prolific offense, was a feat. You gotta really give the hand to Tennessee. They came out with a masterful plan. They made an offense put up yards. They just didn't put up points, and they turned the ball over too many times. And they got sacked 5 times in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, was it 3?
Yeah, 3 times.
Okay, so they did enough. Well, they did more than enough because the game really, I don't think was in hand at any point in the time.
They got sacked 5 times.
Tennessee got sacked 5 times. You talking about the Rams? Or you talking
I was talking about the Rams. The Rams got sacked
3 times. Yeah.
Yeah. So to do that and everybody, I don't think anybody expected it. I thought it might have been a good game. I didn't expect Tennessee to dominate like that.
Yeah, I picked the Rams also, and I'm so mad at myself because y'all know I've been on the Tennessee bandwagon. If you remember, I said I almost switched it because I said to y'all, I'm going with the Rams, but this is going to be a very interesting game. So a lot of time, man, these players, these teams, they hear this stuff. They listen to this stuff in the news and everything. I think Tennessee wanted to come out and they wanted to make a statement. They wanted to let them know, Henry is our lead man, but we're not just a bunch of scrubs on this team. And that's what they did. That's what they came out and did. And it was just interesting because everybody's on the Rams right now, and they got Von Miller, even though Von Miller didn't play, and the Rams is the team to beat. And Tennessee came out and was like, "Are you sure about that?" And walked away. Let's have a conversation. So their defense, I don't think their defense can hold up every week like that, but they might not have to hold up every week like that because their schedule, I don't think is that hard coming up. So, kudos to the Titans. I won't. Yeah, see you. I won't. I may not pick against them again this year if we pick their games again because I'm not gonna get caught like that again. But I picked the Rams and I got it wrong.
He went to go get something he's gonna need for the next.
No, he's gonna get that hat.
Oh well, he can go get that. Yeah, so
that's what to get.
Yeah, we won't start this one until he hurries up back because we don't want him to not be on for this segment. So
he had nothing prepared. No shirt, no hat.
I know, he's just terrible. He's just terrible.
Look at these do better, sir. These do better.
La 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 la.
Dun, 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 dun.
And for those of you who are wondering, our esteemed colleague is going to get his dunce cap. I messed up my daggone background doing that. He'll be wearing this because he was the only one to pick the Bears to beat the Steelers. So we'll wait for him to make sure that he doesn't miss any part of this segment. We wouldn't want to gyp him of the time that
It looks like it's snowing in Texas back there at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh man, I like the other picture better.
What in the world is that?
Elevator music.
Oh my gosh! Can you turn it down a little bit, like just a tad? I've never gotten in the elevator before, and the music like deafens me.
I'm serious.
What is this dude doing?
I don't know, but we're gonna wait on him because he thinks he's slick.
This is very professional. Very professional, Brian. Very professional.
Should have had that hat ready. All right, let's slow roll. Start the segment. I'll start reading the stats here. So the Chicago Bears traveled to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Pittsburgh squeaked out the victory, 29-27, with the assist to the refs. But that's a whole nother story. Yeah, I said it. Ben Roethlisberger was 21 for 30.
Oh yeah, I don't know what the damn thing is.
Dude, what? You act like you just moved. You've been in the house for a while.
It's been over here on the floor where I set up, and I don't know where the hell the damn things are. I don't know where either one is. I had to wear it again next week.
Hold on, I'm gonna run to his house and give him mine.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
I was like, damn, and I went to go get it. It should have been right here.
So Roethlisberger was 21 for 30, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. Najee Harris, 22 carries, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. Deontay Johnson, 5 receptions for 46 yards. On the flip side, Justin Fields was 17 for 29, 291 yards, 1 touchdown. David Montgomery was back. He had 13 carries, 63 yards, no touchdowns. Cole Kmet, I guess that's how you say it, 6 receptions, 87 yards. We'll let Marcus start this one off.
I mean, yeah, I picked the Steelers. I didn't think the Browns would beat the Steelers in
The Bears, you mean?
I mean the Bears would beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh. But much like everybody else is saying, the refs won that game for the Steelers. We got the ref out there just hip checking, bumping into players, and then penalizing them, and just I don't know. It was just a whole S show out there, and I picked the Steelers, but they probably shouldn't have won. Justin Fields did look great. He might be the quarterback of the future. It's looking like that. But yeah, I don't really think the Steelers should have won that game, but they did, and I did pick them. Yeah,
I picked the Steelers also. Mainly because it's hard to go into Pittsburgh and beat Pittsburgh at home. I think they're on a 19-game win streak on Monday Night Football at home.
Oh, really?
Something like that. Yeah. And of course, I would never pick a team coached by Matt Nagy unless they're playing maybe Jacksonville. And then I might not even pick them. Hopefully, they'll get him out of there and Justin Fields can get a real coach so he can develop properly and you'll see a successful career out of him. But, I missed a lot of this game. But Chicago did roar back. They scored 21 in the fourth quarter, to make this a game. I did see some of the highlights or the lowlights of the referees. I mean, y'all might as well have showed them on the sideline getting the money from Tomlinson. I mean, Mark, I'm ashamed of your Steelers for acting like the New England Patriots. I guess Brian usually goes last because he has the hat, but he don't have a hat, so we'll go to Brian now so Mark can boast about his team.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you.
Go ahead, Brian.
Don't be thanking Marcus for dumb stuff like that. Nobody needs to hear these sound effects.
It's your leader.
Nah, no doubt. It was a good game. The better team definitely did not win this game. I don't know. It was a good game. It was a good game, but you got to be honest, man. Pittsburgh did not look great. They should have lost. They didn't. I was going to laugh and gloat and wear my smart hat, but I did fall asleep on this game too. So I didn't find out till the next morning that they actually lost. I mean, I actually had to wear the dunce hat. So I do apologize. I will find it. If I don't find it, I'll get another one. I will wear it next week, regardless of who the teams I pick. I will wear it one segment.
I'll make sure you have it next time.
You should wear it the whole show, actually.
Yeah, I'm not doing that now. That's a little ridiculous.
All right. Well, we're getting a
I
little
do
low
look
on
good in
time.
it, though.
We're getting a little low on time, so let's go ahead and move into our picks for next week.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
My pick.
No, we don't have time for that.
I took the Steelers. They were victorious. I do agree. There was some poor officiating in this game. I will say that. But I will say Marsh did not need to be that close to the ref. If he wasn't near that ref, it wouldn't be a reason for him to think he got hip checked on it. Okay? He didn't get hip checked. He shouldn't have been that close to the ref.
He was running a straight line.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been close to the ref.
He's right. And then he's supposed to be 6 foot away from each other.
Players be that close
COVID down there
all the time.
Don't matter. He shouldn't have been that close.
Players be that close all the time.
And another thing about this officiation, I still don't know what a catch is.
Well, what was that word?
I don't.
What was that word?
That wasn't a catch on the sideline.
He said officiating.
Did he say officiation?
He said officiating.
I don't care what these referees saying. I don't think that was a catch.
All right.
I don't think that was a word, but
all right. Let's get into next week's picks, y'all. We got the 6-2 Ravens taking on the 2-7 Dolphins. The Ravens are giving up 7.5 on this one. Marcus, who you got on this one?
I'm taking the Ravens. It's the Dolphins, and the Ravens have been playing real good lately. They used to say Lamar he wouldn't be able he wasn't a comeback dude, play from behind, but he's been doing that this season. So I'm definitely picking the Ravens.
Brian?
Caw. Give me the Ravens.
Mark?
Purple Kool-Aid all day. Give me the Ravens.
And it's going to be a unanimous decision because I'm also going with the Ravens.
You were high on the Dolphins earlier this year.
Yeah, I was. And I was high when I was saying I was high on the Dolphins, I guess, because they look terrible right now. They really do. So let's move into the next game. We got the 5-3 Saints taking on the 7-2 Titans. The Titans are giving up 3. I'll start this one off because y'all know I'm rolling with my Titans. I told you I'm probably not going to pick against them again this year. So I'm rolling with the Titans. It's kind of an easy pick, though, in all honesty. Mark, who you got?
I'm rolling with Titans on this one too. I don't think the Saints have a quarterback in full attack right now. So I'm taking the Titans.
So Brian.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm gonna roll with the Titans on this one. If the Saints had a better quarterback, I probably would have picked differently, but I think the Titans will squeak this one out.
And Marcus.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking the Titans for the reason Brian said they had a better quarterback, maybe. But Titans are hot, so I'm picking the Titans. So
Facebook user who's asking why we're picking certain games, we always pick the primetime games, and then we pick the games that we feel are good matchups.
Hey, look, when the Falcons get a primetime game, which I guess they haven't had this season, I don't know, they'll be in the lineup. Okay.
You can always make requests in the group. We're always willing.
We're always willing, but we wouldn't have probably picked them this week anyway. We didn't really want to discuss.
I would have picked that game. I definitely would have picked that game. And I can tell you right now who's going to win.
You're the biggest one who doesn't want to pick Cowboys games.
Not this week.
No, I think that's you, Herman.
This week.
You know what? Look, nobody asked you, first of all, Mark. You're going to co-sign for Brian anyway. We already know that. Okay?
Behind the curtain.
Yeah, let's move on to the next game, Mark. We're going to look at the Seahawks taking on the Packers. The 3-5 Seahawks taking on the 7 Packers. Packers are giving up 7 points. Brian, who you got in this one?
If Aaron Rodgers plays, I think the Packers
got
win.
luxury.
Now we won't know if Aaron Rodgers plays until Sunday, right? Because he can't get test. Saturday's his day.
Saturday is his day.
Is Russell Wilson playing?
Russell's playing.
Yes, Russell
is playing.
Ooh.
This sucks having to make this pick, and I know, but you gotta make it.
Give me the Hawks. Give me the Hawks.
You make me sick. Brian.
You just asked me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marcus. I looked at Marcus and said Brian.
I'm assuming Rodgers is going to play, so I'm going to pick the Packers.
Mark?
Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going to go with the Packers. I think Rodgers is going to play too, because he's likely going to lie about his status anyway. So he'll probably find a way to fake his test. I don't know, but yeah, I'm
What?
I'm going with the Packers.
Oh.
The Cowboys and Falcons are not a primetime game. Okay. Everybody's saying Aaron Rodgers isn't playing. That hasn't been determined, has it? Did we miss?
I mean, it's going to be close again. He's not vaccinated. Yeah. He has to. I think he just has to pass the test, right? He doesn't have to pass.
He has to pass.
He has to have no symptoms. That's the thing.
And no symptoms.
Yeah, he can't have no symptoms. And I mean, on Tuesday, Pat McAfee show, he looked like he was still a little sick.
And he's quarantined until he passes, right?
Yeah,
so he quarantines for 10 days and then he can come back as long as he. As a matter of fact, I take that back. He does not have to pass the test. He just doesn't have to show any symptoms.
No, he does have to pass the test.
He has to. Yeah, he has to clear.
Vaccinated players. Vaccinated players.
Right. He has to be tested.
Well, vaccinated players can pass a test, 2 tests within a certain period of time and play, but not unvaccinated players. The unvaccinated player, he doesn't have to get tested afterwards, but he can't be showing any symptoms.
No, that's not. I don't think that's right, Brian. You can't.
I just told you it was. Therefore, it is.
Yeah, he's wrong. Anyway,
Big Reg, I know you know. Tell us what it is in the comments. I know you.
Sure, you have to show negative before you can play.
He doesn't have an allergic reaction to COVID. It's a medicine inside that COVID. in the options that we have.
This is a terrible show.
Where's Ben? Ben, come on here and defend your man.
You know what? I'm changing my pick. No, I'm going.
Thank you.
I'm going with the Seahawks.
Oh no, y'all not lone wolf for me.
Ho. Y'all asked George. Y'all asked Big Reg. He responded. Thank you.
So what did you say, Brian? What is the 10-day then? That's just the quarantine?
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to pass the test?
He doesn't have to pass the test.
What the hell what kind of nonsense is that? I'm picking the Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks. I changed my thing. I'm taking the Seahawks.
You know what?
Well, then Herman has to lone wolf.
My man Aaron Rodgers is going to lie and get in this game. I don't know how.
And you know what? The other thing too that makes me nervous about this, Herman. Even if he does play, COVID does stuff to your body, and he hasn't been able to. I don't know how well he'll respond. You know what I'm saying?
He don't run around that much though. I mean, it does. I know what you're saying,
but still, I mean, playing an NFL game is exerting. You remember how bad? I mean, not that Cam is in the same level, but you saw how bad Cam's play when last he had COVID.
But he's taking the Joe Rogan regimen, so he'll probably be all right. I have no worries.
And I meant to say, y'all were talking about that, man. Aaron Rodgers didn't put Joe Rogan in that conversation. Pat McAfee did.
I watched the interview.
Aaron Rodgers was talking about he had talked to doctors, and then McAfee cut him off, and he said, "Oh, was Joe Rogan one of those doctors?" He brought. That's how he brought Joe Rogan's name in the conversation. Watch it again.
Let's move on to the next game. We got the 5-4 Browns going into New England to take on the 5-4 Patriots. New England's giving up 3. Mark, who you got in this one?
I'm gonna take the Patriots on this one. They've been hot. They've been doing it. So I'm going with the Patriots home team.
The Browns are hot too.
Marcus, who you got?
I'm back on the Browns bandwagon. I'm taking the Browns.
Brian, who you got?
I'm going with Mark. I'm going with the Patriots. I thought I was going to lone wolf this one.
No, I thought I was going to lone wolf it. I'm going with the Browns. It's going to be an interesting game. It should be an interesting game. All right, so we got the Sunday night game, the 5 and 4
Nick
Chiefs.
Chubb might not be playing, y'all.
Who?
Oh, he's not. Well, yeah.
He might not play.
Yeah, I'm still stick with the Browns. Patriots they're looking good, but they're not that dominant Patriots like that anymore. The 5 and 4 Chiefs go into Vegas to take on the 5 and 3 Raiders. The Chiefs are giving up 3 on Sunday night. Who you got, Marcus?
This is the beginning of the turnaround. I'm going with Chiefs.
Brian?
I agree with Marcus. I hope this is the beginning of the turnaround because I thought it was going to be last Monday night, but they look bad against the Giants. What the Giants? Who they play?
It was the Giants, wasn't it?
Was it
No,
the
who they
Giants?
play? It was Green Bay.
No, the Giants won last week. Whoever they played
They beat
last
Green
week.
Bay, but they looked
Green
bad.
Bay, yeah, they look bad against a backup. Not even Aaron Rodgers. They could barely win that game, but they got to get it together sooner or later, don't they?
You hope so.
You're right. Mark, who you got?
The Raiders. You can throw the records out the window on these two. I think the Raiders.
Even when the Chiefs were good, the Raiders was beating them. So
I got the Raiders, man. I got the Raiders.
Man, this is a hard one because it's. I feel like I gotta go with the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs are about to rebound. They squeaked by the Green Bay. Now maybe they got some confidence going, and I think they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it together. You don't know which Raiders team is gonna show up anytime anyway. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
that's who lost to the Giants, the damn Raiders.
Yeah. So Mark, it looks like you're lone wolfing now. All right, last game we're picking this week, the 7-2 Rams taking on the 3-5 49ers. Rams are giving up 3. I'll start this one off. I'm going with the Rams. Something's going on with the 49ers. They just don't look the same. They just don't look good. So give me the Rams. Mark, who you got in this one?
I'm going to take the Rams, too. The 49ers are not looking good right now. Offensive line trouble, quarterback trouble, running back trouble. I'm taking the Rams.
And Brian?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm going with the Rams. If they don't bounce back from the butt whooping they got last week, then Sean McVay definitely isn't the coach that I thought he is.
And Marcus?
I'm also going to take the Rams. Like Mark said, the 49ers aren't looking that good. And also, like Brian said, they should be able to bounce back. I don't see them having a bad game like it did last week. So I'm going to go with the Rams.
All right, so we got 2 lone wolves. That's me on the Packers and Mark on the Chiefs. I'm sorry, Mark on the Raiders. Now that y'all know that he doesn't have to test, y'all sure y'all want to change back to Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, because I just don't. I don't think he's going to have his football win.
Oh, he's going to be symptom free. You think he's not going to be able to mask his symptoms?
No, I'm not talking about. I'm just saying, just because when you have COVID, they don't really want you doing anything. You just lay there and just rest.
That's all he's been doing.
Yeah, but you need to stay in shape. You need to keep moving. You need to be doing things.
Rodgers is a different type of specimen.
We'll find out on Sunday.
Yes, we definitely will. All right, we're going to hit y'all with the final thoughts, and then we're going to get out of here. Mark, what's your final thoughts?
He is frozen.
Is he? I thought he was just looking down. Wow.
No, he's frozen.
All right, Brian, what's your final thought?
My final thought is I wish that Mark wasn't for No, I just want to thank you guys for joining and tuning in. This was one of the better shows we had. A lot of participation. We really appreciate it. The more participation we get through the shows, the better they are and the easier it is to do. We talk up amongst ourselves all the time, so it'd be nice to talk to other people. So we just really appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yeah, I just want to go ahead and like always, every week, stay safe. Thank y'all for watching the show. We really appreciate it. Like Brian said, participation is great. We try to respond to everybody's comments. Stay safe out there and mask up until you don't have to mask up anymore. Mark? Oh, yeah, I like Steelers.
Everybody
I can't wait till he watches the show at work. Y'all are in trouble.
Everybody just stay safe. I'm about to go iron the shirt real quick.
Hey,
I'll catch y'all next week.
have a good one, Big Reg. Marcus,
Hey, he did. Mark did want to tell y'all right now that Christmas does not start till after Thanksgiving. Stop it.
Yeah, Christmas does not start after Thanksgiving.
I like my Steelers.
Trouble child.
Go ahead, Marcus. Give us your final thought, and then you can start to take us home. Maybe Mark will jump back in.
Just like everyone said, just be safe out there. Don't be a liar like Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying anybody should have to get the vaccine if they don't feel like they want it, but if you don't have it, don't lie about it. Tell the truth. Let other people know you don't have it. Don't put other people in risk. Next week, hopefully, things go smoother. We had a rough start and we had a rough show, but next week
we made it through.
It's a new week. So we will see you next week. Hold on. First, we didn't even do this in the beginning. So you can catch us on Facebook and our Facebook group at the Live Game. We're also on YouTube. Especially if you're watching YouTube, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We're on Twitter at the Live Game 3, and we're on Instagram at the official Live Game.
Oh,
what?
When we supposed to have a guest next week?
Yes, we are having a guest next week.
We're gonna post his picks on the website on the Facebook page.
Yeah, in the group. We're gonna post his picks in the group. So we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We out.
Peace.